Welcome to MirrorFly, a unified communications product for real-time chat, audio, and video calls SDK. In this video, I shall be walking you through integrating chat in 20 minutes for JavaScript. In this video, we shall deep dive to see how to send a one-to-one send text message using MirrorFly Chat SDK in 20 minutes for the JavaScript platform. This video will help you with the easy chat SDK integration steps. You may also use our sample application available in GitHub. If you need to explore more about the real-time chat and call features before you integrate it, then download our sample app. This would be the fastest way to build your application UI with MirrorFly Chat SDK. You should also be aware of some of the supported browsers before you start working on the chat integrations. Before moving into the integration part, you need to know about the SDK license key to initiate chat. You have to register the MirrorFly user account. Once registered, it will happen verification and would take up to 24 hours. You can get a valid license key from the MirrorFly user console or dashboard. You would need to be a registered user to access the console. Since I'm already a registered user, I am logging into my user account to access the MirrorFly user console. In the overview page, you could access your unique SDK license key and API-based URL to add them into your project to initiate the chat. You can also get access to the sample project source code, SDK files, and API credentials in the same overview page to test your integrations. Let us now integrate the Chat SDK in my application. Before moving into the integrations, first, create a new JavaScript project. I'm already created the JavaScript project. Now integrate the app using npm package. Copy the MirrorFly SDK package. Install the SDK in my application terminal. The installation process might take some time to complete. MirrorFly SDK, with its robust features and functionalities, makes the integration more efficient and easy for every client's app. Now our MirrorFly SDK is installed successfully. Next step, import the SDK into your application where you want. I imported the SDK into my main.js file. SDK files can also be integrated by downloading the SDK files as an alternative method for npm package. So you may skip this part if you are already installed the SDK using npm. However, I still walk you through the steps for your understanding to integrate chat using SDK files. In the first step, to download the zip file from the JavaScript SDK. In step 2, extract the files from the downloaded zip file. Copy index.js file into your application. In step 3, once the file has been copied, include the script file into your index.html and give the correct folder path. In the step 4, now you have the SDK object available in your application to proceed further with initialization. In step 5, once you have successfully got the SDK into your application, it's time to go with your client's preferred language implementation. You are using SDK files. Follow the 5 steps to integrate. Let's see how to initialize Chat SDK. To begin with the initialization process of the Chat SDK, you are required to have certain data that responds to the changes in the connection status in the client's app. Copy the initialize function. Paste in main.js file. When you are in the trial mode, by default the sandbox servers will be used. After purchase, it will be upgraded to dedicated server. I already created the onClick event attribute property of the HTML button, so I call Initialize SDK method in onClick attribute. It will execute when the button is clicked. While using the await inside the function should contain a sync in it. Console the SDK initialize response. Copy the license key details. Can get it from the overview section in the MirrorFly console dashboard. Paste it in Initialize function. Now run the app in browser. Click the Initialize SDK button. Once Initialize SDK is successful, the log response shows the response message as success and with the status code 200. Let's see how to register the user. You can use the below given method to register a new user. I already created the onClick event attribute property of the HTML button, so I paste the register method in onClick attribute. It will execute when the button is clicked. Console the log for register response. Give the user identifier as a unique ID to register the user. We accept only the alphanumeric string, so don't use any special characters in the user identifier. Is force register as an optional param for maintaining sessions and metadata as an optional param to provide metadata of the user. Once successfully registered a user, you can connect with the MirrorFly server using following connect method. In callback, you need to call the connection listener. Callback listeners are functions that will be called whenever the specified event happens. Handles connection status and connection listener function, triggered whenever connection status changes. Console the log for connection listener. It triggers once connected in MirrorFly server, otherwise it throws an error. Copy the register method function. I already created the onClick event attribute property of the HTML button, so I call a register method in onClick attribute. It will execute when the button is clicked. Once you are registered, you will be provided with a username and password in register response that you can utilize to make the connection with the server via connect method. Console the log for connect response. Now run the app in browser. Now Initialize SDK and click the register button to log in. Make sure that you have called the registration method only once in an application. Getting the response for register, you can get username and password. Use this credential to connect with the MirrorFly server, showing the response login successful. Once login success, connection listener will triggers SDK. The connection to the server will be successful, or else it will get in failure response. Let's see how to send a message to another user. Let's see how to generate JID for any user. You can use getJID method to generate the JID for any user. You can pass the user ID as another user's registered username. Console the log response for the user JID. Now you can pass the JID value in send text message. MirrorFly provides you to send the text message to other participants by using send text message method, which is wrapped with MirrorFly SDK. I have created a UI all ready for sending the message. This is our sample chat UI code. You can set the UI for your wish to implement the design for chat. While using await inside the function should contain a sync. The send text message accepts two major param, which is to JID, message text. For message text param, represents to give the message body content to send to another user. Console the log response for send text message, because while sending the message, it shows the status as success or failure. To send and receive messages from another user, you must implement the message listener function. It's a function that will be triggered whenever you send a new message or related event in one-to-one or group chat. Further, to initialize the SDK, you need to add the below callback method during the process. You need to call the message listener in callback's initialization function. Now run the app in browser. Let's see the demo for sending a text message. While sending a message, you must initialize SDK and log in with the MirrorFly server. Now send the message to the receiver. You can check this in the log. Once the message listener is triggered, in the response message body, the object message type shows the acknowledgement, which means the message was sent to the server. When the message is sent to the receiver, you can see the message type as delivered. Now successfully received the message at receiver. Great. Once the receiver has seen the message, again message listener triggers and the message type will be seen. Once the receiver sends the message to the sender, the message listener triggers in the response message body object shows the message type as received message, sharing in a few more messages between the registered users. With this, we are done with the integration steps and a demo of sending and receiving the messages between users. Great. Hope this video is helpful for you in your MirrorFly Chat SDK integrations. MirrorFly Chat SDK and UI Kit gives you a comprehensive real-time chat experience and simplifies your chat design needs. Check out our documentation page for more such tutorials that would ease your integration setup. We have a dedicated customer success team to assist you with your questions and help you pass through the blockers with ease. Thank you, and have a good day.